fun moments. Fresh up, turn up the juice. It was all in my head. Fruticana zone. Fruticana. Feel the rhythm, taste the fun.
You know those friends who never flake on you? They hold you tight and allow you to shine. Oh, yeah. You've never had a friend like Ovid Styling Gel. Keep your hair laid as laid all day, darling. Morbid Styling Gel for manageable, flake-free, stronghold, shiny hair day. Available in all supermarkets, cosmetic shops, and salons near you. Morbid, all day confidence.
Oh, waking up with
It's time for the weather.
oh, waking up with Good morning, dear. Good morning, this morning is the finest morning. It's no other morning. This morning is tomorrow morning. It's finest this morning. The finest morning is no other morning. It's this morning.
Sunny clouds, wind, temperature, humidity, pressure. It's time for the weather report on the heavy breakfast.
It is time to check out how the weather is today, the 5th of August 2024 at 06:11 hours. It will be very warm with plenty of sunshine today, and the highest temperature will be 32 degrees Celsius. And tonight it will be clear, and the lowest temperature in Mansa will be at 12 degrees Celsius, and the real feel on your body it will be around 11 degrees Celsius. And in terms of the sunrise, it will be at 6:20. Sunset will be at 18 hours, and in terms of the air quality, it will be fair, and it is acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. And we check out currently how the temperatures are in some towns right here in Luapula province. Chembe is at 10 degrees Celsius. Chienge is at 17 degrees Celsius. Kashiba is at 13 degrees Celsius. Lugu at 11. Monunga is at 12. Samfia is at 11 degrees Celsius. In Chilenge currently stands at 17 degrees Celsius. And Mansa currently is at 11. Kawambwa is at 14. Kabunda is at 11. Chengo is at 14. That's the weather for today on the Heavy Breakfast Show.
Good morning, dear. Good morning, this morning is the finest morning. It's no other morning. This morning is tomorrow morning. It's finest this morning. The finest morning is no other morning. It's this morning. Good morning, dear.
Music or climate turkey station that makes you get it bigger when your chest goes bigger.
Hi, I'm Matthias from Belgium, and I listen to KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
I'm Mirka from Austria, and I listen to KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet. Hi, I'm Leo from Austria, and I listen to KFM when I am in Zambia, and back home via the KATM.
95.5 is my station. A new dawn is on the horizon. A reason to turn your radios back on. 95.5. A breath of fresh air.
Business trends on the fast lane.
Studios in the States, the studios in Hollywood, looking at this part of the world as the growth coming from this part of the world in the future.
Stock exchange, foreign exchange, business tips and analysis, SMEs and entrepreneurship. Business trends on fast lane. Start now. Business trends on fast lane.
Welcome to the business trends on the heavy breakfast show, and we start with the news that we got yesterday in terms of the power imports. Now Zambia has started importing 218 megawatts of power off peak from South Africa Electricity Public Utility Electricity Supply Commission ESCOM. ZESCO spokesperson Matongo Maumbi says the additional importation of power started on the 1st of August this year to cushion the power deficit in the country. Mr. Maumbi says this has enabled ZESCO to reach stabilization levels as the demand of power keeps increasing. He says that the country can now supply power to critical installations such as hospitals, mines, and other industries. Mr. Maumbi also noted that the power utility company is isolating some public institutions so that when the power is rationed, they are not affected. Mr. Maumbi said this in an interview with ZNBC News in Lusaka at the ongoing 96th Agricultural and Commercial Show. The ZESCO spokesperson said the power utility has also procured generators so that when power rationed, public installations will remain powered up. He said so far 22 have been procured and are expected to be in the country within the month. Mr. Maumbi said the generators will be installed in public institutions such as hospitals, markets, areas where it is difficult to isolate the areas from the national grid when load shedded. Still in business news, Mines Minister Paul Kabus was threatened to revoke the license of any mine site where a child will be found working in order to protect vulnerable children from exploitation in the mining sector. Speaking in an interview with Phoenix News, Mr. Kabus acknowledged that curbing illegal mining practices is an ongoing legacy issue requiring significant effort, and emphasized that his ministry is firmly committed to completely eradicate illegal mining operations. Mr. Kabus was reiterated that the ministry is collaborating closely with traditional leaders to help curb illegal mining activities in customary land areas. He adds that the ministry has come up with a new specialized task force that will address the challenges associated with curbing illegal mining more effectively. And talking about the illegal mining, yesterday police in Northwestern Province raided Kimaboko area of Kasempa district where scores of illegal miners have camped in search of gold. Police conducted an operation to stop illegal mining activities in the area after a 2 weeks gold rush. A check by ZNBC News at the site found heavy police presence at the mining pits with most structures destroyed and illegal gold miners removed. Northwestern Province Deputy Police Commissioner Davis Mwanza confirmed the operation but could not confirm the number of arrests made, and some illegal gold miners spoken to have called on government to allow mining to continue at the site. And lastly, we check out what's happening in other parts of the world in terms of business. Now, Nigerian President Bola Tinubu was appealed for protests to end after bloodshed during 3 days of demonstrations over deepening cost of living crisis. At least 7 people have died and more than 700 have been arrested since Nigerians nationwide rallied on Thursday for the first of 10 planned days of rage. He went on to defend his economic reforms, which the protesters blame for their hardship since he came to office in May 2023, including skyrocketing prices. The president said the protests had been hijacked by looters in some areas and ending the unrest would create room for dialogue. But Mr. Tinubu did not indicate that he would reverse his policies, which include removing a petrol subsidy or ending the peg for the local currency to the dollar. The demonstrations were organized via social media using the hashtag #EndBagGovernance, inspired by the recent success of protesters in Kenya who forced the government there to scrap plans to increase taxes. President Tinubu also expressed pain over the loss of lives in 4 northern states, the destruction of public facility. 24-hour curfew remain in place in Bono, Jigawa, Kano, and Yobe after authorities there accused hoodlums of violence. Mr. Tinubu said the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops was contrary to the promise of protest organizers. The protest in Kano City drew the largest crowds on the first day, with police firing live bullets and tear gas to try and disperse thousands of demonstrators. Looting was also reported. Amnesty International has put the death toll at 13 nationwide, and on Sunday called on Kano's governor to set up an independent judicial commission of inquiry to investigate the killing of at least 10 hunger protesters. So that's some sad news coming in from Nigeria, where people are protesting against the harsh economic conditions in that country. So that's what we have in the business news today, Monday, the 5th of August, 2024. It's now 6:20.
Orange Radio. Have you had of this magnitude?
You're listening to KFM live on your FM dial 95.5.
Baseka Zambia bazanisi ichiputurwa cha bulimi okubombera pamona ba GIZ for Fish for Food Sustainability Project Roadshow nangula uwangalo bwapa msebo ubo watambile ku Eastern Province nomba buli muno mwine mulu wakula mu myesu
Mama, icho chine pili mulo kwa twakule foresta bilia rutu na mushaka.
iyo bane Fish for Food Program ilesambirisha pamisungire isuma iya madamu yesu okubombera pamoba shitata na bana mayo aquaculture imisungire isuma iya mavuku yesu okupaka mishobu mibwesu ofya busaka na fimbipo kabili ukukulongana mkwai kuleita indukwa shonse kanshina bekala mushibonse ukokukaba okusangalana kubwachirapo kabili kukabana okupela ifilambu ivyakusana
Ukabane filambu. Awe ndefwayo kukongo kukwena njebeni ifingi batifi.
alachasha nomwana alelila muntu wandi kanshi uwakwebele imva yakwanoko andi mutanshi kanshi kuwangira bantu kulivira kuvyakusana nevivira mufika bako mukwaimbonangula
abana nangula kweba kweto rupo kalamba tulyaba itwokwisango rupana ngula shani bantunga mwarolekesha abana nabena awo umitabulipo
aleni mayo sunshile mpaka washala kuwangalo kusuma na mayo bashitata bose natwitwa kuri ubu bwangalo bo tukakwata ukunongela momu vya mazambililo ngimkwai afya kupaka mishobu mibwesu kabiline misungile isuma iya mabuku yesu mkwai
awe ngetumulangire kuri ifilambu na ine wine mkwai ndekonka na ine ndekonka
Malama bweba kote
oya bebe
kanchi ububwangalo bukabera kwisa kanchi namangalo yesu muno mulwapula yakaba kunchenjoku pa 8 August tukaba kukawambwa ukukukabani kwa shikalaba ero mukawambwa mwine pa 9 August tukaba kuchibote ero tukesasera kuya mumwense apapa kabani pamunundu primary school n'obushiku bwa 10 August ero nokuserapo nokuya mumansa apapa kabani pamuchinka ground n'obushiku bwa 11 August mumansa mwine tukesaserapo tukaya pamahumba n'obushiku bwa 12 August kabiri nokwisaserapo kuya munchende ya Zambia apapa kesa abantu pa 13 August kanshi bonse twaitwa tieni tukasangweko kumasambiliro ya suma kabiri na kumangalo ayalekana.
You want it all? Well, we got it all. Just for you, the Premier League, La Liga, the FA Cup, UEFA Z, Serie A, the Europa League, and a whole lot more. Stay connected to DSTV Compact for only 610 kwacha per month and get all the football you want. DSTV Zambia, your home of entertainment.
Thank you, everybody, for your overwhelming support. In order to win this award, we had to subvert traditional wrestling methods. It took a lot of
Bwana, okumvali, lekani now,
okay, Mose, interpret.
in the one,
Let me give you some pointers
lekani kupontereni,
about how to get it done.
iwe done toka pageti.
Remain inspired,
Isale musalati,
have endurance,
okudya kalani pasi.
focus well,
Ikamoni mafolo kweli form chisime.
and maintain the energy.
Ine na jen tinakonza injini.
Drink the magic that energizes.
Imwe ya mfiti zimiani genset.
Drink Mojo.
Tilinki ni mojo.
Mojo Energy Drink, the magic that energizes.
We've all done it. Yeah. The slurp. There's the hot tea slurp. And then there's the not so nice drink slurp. Then there's the too thick to slurp slurp. And then there is the milk it slurp. With the milk it slurp, you can tell the subject wants to sip every drop of milky goodness in the pack until there is nothing left. I mean, there's even a new technique where the subject skillfully aims the straw at the corners of the pack, so that in the end, total emptiness. How do you like it? This is a man. Milky milkshake, the shake that nothing in this world is better than chilling at home with everyone. Woke up this morning with sunshine in my eyes, telling me everything will be fine. Nobody tempted cool to bossy. Bandaros and as it is up a bossy. Doesn't matter where you're from, we cannot get the taste of home. There is no better feeling like there's no taste like home. Give me that first love, taste like home. There is no better feeling like Fruit Chop. Nothing tastes like home. With root fruit in every drop.
Yes. Oh, Banda, come in.
Most of my grade 7 has passed. My grade 12 was also passed. Even my wife, she reacted me to that mother.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Yes, thank you, Banda.
what have I forgotten? Naibala, my way.
Oh, Banda, what's the problem?
I forgot to put cream it.
Your tea isn't tea till you cream it. Smooth, delicious, creamy texture. Make Cream It Coffee and Tea Creamer a must-have. Cream It Coffee and Tea Creamer. It just tastes better when you cream it.
Manufactured by Dairy Gold and Trade Kings Company. Greatness is everywhere. It's in the places you go, the people you meet, the things you do. Introducing Shaka Soft Drinks, a unique, refreshing drink that celebrates greatness. Shaka, celebrate greatness.
Here, 24 hours a day. Some people ask us how we can play this. Easy. We've got 2 CD players, a radio station, all for you.
This is K.
It's more than just radio.
Indeed, it's more than just radio. This is the voice of CK Jack, and we are live today, the 5th of August 2024, on the Breakfast Show. And we have a lot on the plate on this public holiday, Monday. It is the Farmers' Day, and of course, we recognize and of course appreciate the contribution that farmers make to this country, and so we just celebrate their efforts, their contribution on this very day. So it is a public holiday, and of course this is the time when we have what we call the what's happening, what's hot in the news. Yes, and we just want to check out what's hot in the news as of today, what's trending. And what happened on a Saturday, where Zambia's famous gospel artist left us or passed away. That is Matthew Zingosa. So that is the story that is all over social media, and even the BBC has covered that story. And let me just read what is on the BBC website. This is the time we check out what's on social media. Now, some of Zambia's top musicians have performed at a concert to mourn for 6-year-old gospel singer Matthew Ngosa a day before his burial in the capital, Lusaka. The audience joined in to belt out his beloved hits at the Praise Christian Center. That was yesterday. Such was the popularity of some of his songs that were not only played in churches, but also in nightclubs over a 2-decade career. The venue in Lusaka was packed with fans, friends, family, and government officials. His older brother, Boyd, also a musician popularly known as BJ, led mourners. Matthew started out singing with BJ and his younger brother Hezron when they were still at high school, often singing a cappella. They knew they wanted to make a career out of their music, not an easy ambition in a country where piracy means most musicians get little money from their music. Matthew and Hezron formed a duo called the Esma Brothers within a larger group known as the Tribe Called Christians. Later, at Lusaka's North Mid Assemblies of God Church, Matthew joined the Christ Ambassador Choir, where he polished his skills. In 2004, he released his highly successful debut album, Umutima Wandi, or My Heart, which dominated music charts. Gospel hits including Ukulolela, Waiting, Ndakunkula, Rolling to God in Praise, followed those two also becoming anthems for club bars. Matthew Ngosa never made it rich, but was able to make a decent life from his hits before he was diagnosed with liver cancer in January. He died 2 days before he had been due to return to India for a checkup. Hezron told the BBC he would miss his brother's sense of humor, and I quote, he would go out of his way to make people happy. He was very strong even in sickness. He was a man of faith. This generosity of spirit was echoed by gospel musician Kings Mumbi, and he said, and I quote, to me, he was a mentor. When I recorded my first song, I took it to him to critic, and that's why I've never gone astray. He was more than a brother, he told the BBC. When a pastor invited Matthew Zingosa to their church to sing but couldn't pay him, he would not bother that pastor, because for Matthews, singing was part of his ministry. He took it a way of spreading the word of God, end of quote. The development of Zambia's music industry may suffer from piracy, but most Christians prefer buying original albums directly from the musicians as a way of promoting the growth of gospel music. Others believe that buying pirated gospel music is a sin that is tantamount to theft. And of course, we had also comments from former Vice President Nevas Mumba, and this is what he said, and I quote: "Your untimely death crushed me and broken the hearts of believers and shocked an entire nation." That is Mr. Mumba. And he continues saying, "My only consolation is that I know you will announce your arrival in heaven from Zambia in style. As you walk through that golden door, I can almost hear you singing with all the power that your vocal cords can manage." His words reflect the outpouring of grief for Ngosa in Zambia, a large Christian country where church attendance is high. President Hakainde Hichilema conveyed his message of condolences to the family while his predecessor Edgar Lungu visited the funeral house on Saturday. Ngosa, who had 2 daughters with Tasila Ngombe, once served as a civic leader in Mr. Lungu's party, the Patriotic Front. BJ told the BBC that their mother, Samaria Masuela, was fundamental to all 3 of the Ngosa brothers' careers. And I quote what he says: "She used to sing in church, and our own mother and father used to sing as well. Our mother is the one who introduced us to Sunday school music in the United Church of Zambia UCZ when we were still kids." So she joined the BJ on stage towards the end of the 3-hour concert on Sunday with other TF family members to sing Matthew Classic Umutima Wandi, a praise song in the Bemba language, thanking God for life's blessings. So that's a tribute to Matthew Ngosa. And today at 13 hours, we'll just play Matthew Ngosa music from 13:15 to around 14 hours. And this is in recognition of his contribution to the growth of gospel music in Zambia. So at KFM, we say, may his soul rest in peace. 0635. This is Matthew Ngosa Mwelesa. More music for Matthew Ngosa is coming up between 13:15 and 14 hours.
Waking up with Top 5. The meaning of life is not to simply exist, but to move ahead, to rise up and achieve, to conquer. Introducing Kung Fu Energy Drink, your push for the next conquests. Kung Fu Energy Drink, master the power.
LOLC Finance Zambia is one of the fastest growing non-bank financial institutions in the country, which offers personal, SME, and corporate tailor-made products to suit your every need. Our products include home loans, asset finance, which include auto, agriculture, and building supplies. We also have consumer loans, trade finance, loans, group loans, bonds, and guarantees. You can also open savings and fixed deposit accounts at very competitive rates. Our head office is in Lusaka at Green City Office Park. We have 11 operational branches across the country, including Kabwe, Nula, Kitwe, Chingola, Solwezi, Kalumbila, Mansa, Joma, Mungu, and Chipata. LOLT Finance Zambia. Imagine the possibilities.
Msana wa kuka kikumuleko.
Tenga pesa hiyo.
Weta, Shanko don't
need to tell me. I know what you want.
Oh.
I'll see you guys from the TV advert. Nice bag, by the way, eh? Wildcat, huh? Wildcat it is. Crisp, refreshing. The energy tastes. Oh, yes. And the whole black thing just adds mysterious allure to the drink.
Not ukuma energy drink vishtooneka mkati mwangani vizikoronki.
Exactly my point. By the way, can you just sign this Wildcat bottle for me?
Oh, sorry, boss. Yeah, okay.
Slow down. Wildcat energy drink. Untainted energy.
Here's Mike. He loves his Maximo.
He starts with banana flavor for breakfast.
He moves with vanilla during traffic. He moves with strawberry at lunchtime.
He even has chocolate flavor at dinner.
Mike, dinner too?
I can't help it. It's Maximo.
Be like Mike.
Let's be like the way.
Move with the Maximo you love. Maximo flavored milk.
Let Maxi move you.
So real, so fresh that you're open left every day. It can help you for everyone.
Introducing Dairy Gold Full Cream Milk from our carefully selected farms to your home with all the nutrients you need every day. Dairy Gold Full Cream Milk. It's farm fresh.
It's not a meal, but it's just as fitting. It's not a fruit, but it's just as giving. It's
Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Shaky.
Get rid of that hungry stomach rumble. Get yourself a refreshing Shaky Joe fruity milk.
Strawberry pineapple. Takes a smooth. Shaky Joe.
Shaky Joe. Fill your stomach with goodness.
The Kelton News. The Kelton News. The Kelton News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Welcome to the breakfast news today on KFM 95.5 and on our streaming channel, KFM Facebook page. Today, the 5th of August 2024. To present it, I'm Jack Mwapembulo. We take a look at the headlines. Mwenyamusenge criticizes the monthly adjustment of fuel prices. Chabukaba traditional ceremony to take place between October and November. And ZESCO starts importing power from South Africa. In international news, Bangladesh clashes of 90 killed in anti-government protests. And Mzala Samkonga wins a heat at the ongoing 2024 Paris Olympics to qualify to the semi-finals of the 400 meters event.
The Careful News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
And now the news in detail. The Opposition Advocate for People's Prosperity, APP, has described the government's monthly upward adjustments of fuel through the Energy Regulation Board, DRB, as a mockery to Zambians who had hope in the UPND's capacity to transform Zambia economically. APP President Mr. Mwenyamusenge says it is difficult to explain how hard life has become for ordinary Zambians whose survival is uncertain due to continuous commodity price increments due to the high fuel cost. Musenge charged that the UPND and President Hichilema promised Zambians that the monthly adjustments would bring stability in the long run, but the case is different 3 years after forming the government. Mr. Musenge was reacting to the August fuel adjustment announced by the ERB. Member of the organizing committee of Chabuka Oshi traditional ceremony, Paul Mambiri Makarwa, has announced that this year's ceremony will take place between the month end of October and the first week of November 2024. Speaking to KFM News, Karwa has also announced the scheduled committee meeting to take place on Tuesday, 6th August at Mansa Hotel. Mr. Karwa has since called on the public to rally behind the Chabuka traditional ceremony and support its successful hosting this year. He has equally thanked the general public for the support they gave to the recent Mutomboko ceremony of the Lunda people held in Mwansabombwe district. He is further hopeful that the people of Luapula and beyond will support the Oshi people in hosting the Chabukaba Oshi traditional ceremony. Zambia has started importing 218 megawatts of power off-peak from South Africa Electricity Public Utility Electricity Supply Commission ESCOM. ZESCO spokesperson Matongo Maumbi says the additional importation of power started on the 1st of August this year to cushion the power deficit in the country. Mr. Maumbi says this has enabled ZESCO to reach stabilization levels as the demand of power keeps increasing. He says the country can now supply power to critical installations such as hospitals, mines, and other industries. Mr. Maumbi also noted that the power utility company is isolating some public institutions so that when the power is rationed, they are not affected. Mr. Maumbi said this in an interview with ZNBC News in Lusaka at the ongoing 96th Agriculture and Commercial Society show. The ZESCO spokesperson said the power utility has also procured generators so that when power rationed, public installations will remain powered up. He said so far 22 have been procured and are expected to be in the country within the month. Mr. Maumbi said the generators will be installed in public institutions such as hospital, market areas where it is difficult to isolate the areas from the national grid when load shedded. And now, energy expert Johnson Chikwanda says the decision by Cabinet to approve the operationalization of the Energy Fund in the Energy Regulation Act of 2019 and consolidating the two funds which the sector has into the Energy Fund is welcome and long overdue. Dr. Chikwanda says consolidating the two funds into one fund and providing for broad application will assist in deploying the Energy Fund to support a wide range of pressing and emergency matters that arise from time to time in the energy sector. He, however, recommends that the Energy Fund be managed by professional fund managers on behalf of government so that the Energy Regulation Board, which was managing the funds, is allowed to focus its core mandate. With regard to the incentive that Cabinet has approved on selected power generation equipment, Dr. Chikwanda is appealing to traders of these equipment to pass the benefits to end users and not use them as a pathway to maximize profits. At its last sitting, Cabinet approved the removal of VAT on selected power gyro equipment and approved the issuance of a statutory instrument entitled the Energy Fund Regulations 2024 to ensure that all resources collected from the energy sector by government are held in one fund and provide for modalities and guidelines on how to respond to emergencies in the energy sector going forward. Police in Northwestern Province yesterday morning raided the Kimaboko area of Kasempa district where scores of illegal miners have camped in search of gold. Police conducted an operation to stop illegal mining activities in the area after a 2 weeks gold rush. A check at the site found heavy police presence at the mining pits, with most structures destroyed and illegal gold miners removed. Northwestern Province Deputy Police Commissioner Davis Mwanza confirmed the operation but could not confirm the number of arrests made. And some illegal gold miners spoken to have called on government to allow mining to continue at the site. And finally, in the local news, the Serenje immigration office has apprehended 58 undocumented Ethiopians for unlawful entry. The group, aged between 15 and 27, was intercepted in the early hours of yesterday in a Lusaka-bound containerized Volvo truck. Immigration Public Relations Officer Martin Shinka has confirmed the development, saying the officers were responding to a tip-off from a concerned member of the public when the alerted police officers at Ndabara checkpoint who stopped the truck about 50 kilometers from Serenje. Mr. Shinka says the team of immigration and police officers rushed to the scene and found the Zambian truck driver had escaped, and that after a thorough search of the truck, 10 undocumented Ethiopians hidden underneath the container in an improvised compartment near the truck's chassis were discovered. He says the other 48 were discovered hidden in a partitioned room at the end of the container, which could only be accessed through the roof of the container. Mr. Shinka says all the suspects appeared to be in good health and are detained at Serenje police station pending further investigations, while the truck has been impounded to assist with investigations. Before we take a look on the international news, a recap on local news headlines. Mwenyamusenge criticizes the monthly adjustment of fuel prices. Chabukabaushi traditional ceremony to take place between October and November this year. ZESCO starts importing power from South Africa. Coming up in international news and sports, Bangladesh clashes of 90 killed in anti-government protests. And in sports, Muzala Samkonga wins a heat at the ongoing 2024 Paris Olympics to qualify to the semi-finals of the 400 meters event.
If it matters to you, it matters to us.
At least 90 people were killed in Bangladesh on Sunday amid worsening clashes between police and anti-government protesters. The unrest comes as student leaders have declared a campaign of civil disobedience to demand that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina step down. 13 police officers were killed when thousands of people attacked a police station in the district of Shiragaj, police said. The student protest started with a demand to abolish quotas in civil service jobs last month, but has now turned into a wider anti-government movement. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu called on Sunday for a suspension of protests against the cost of living, saying this would create an opportunity for dialogue. His first public comments since frustrated citizens took to the streets last week. Amnesty International said at least 13 people were killed in clashes with security forces of protest on Thursday. Police denied using excessive force and said 7 people had died as of Saturday, 4 from an explosive device during a march in northeast Borno State. 2 were hit by a car. Another who was shot by a guard when protesters looted a shop. In a televised broadcast, Tinubu called for an end to violence in several states since the protests started, saying he was always open for dialogue. And now, in the world of sports, Zambian sprinter Muzala Samkonga has made history by becoming the first Zambian to win a heat at the ongoing 2024 Paris Olympics. Samkonga has qualified to the semi-finals of the men's 400 meters event after winning round 1 heat 3 with a time of 44.56 seconds last evening. Samkonga's impressive performance has put the Zambian flag on the map at the 2024 Paris Olympics. His win is a significant achievement for Zambia and a testament to his hard work and dedication. Sam Konga has a personal best time of 43.91 seconds in the 400 meters event, which he achieved at the Botswana Golden Grand Prix in April 2023. His performance at the Paris Olympics is a continuation of his excellent form. Sam Konga is the African champion in the 400 meters event, having won the gold medal at the 2022 Africa Championship in Mauritius. He is also the Commonwealth Games champion, having won the gold medal at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. We now come to the end of this news bulletin, but before I run a recap on the headlines. Mwenyamusenge criticizes the monthly adjustment of fuel prices. Shabukaba traditional ceremony to take place between October and November this year. ZESCO starts importing power from South Africa. Bangladesh crashes have 90 killed in anti-government protests. Muzala Sam Konga wins a heat at the ongoing 2024 Paris Olympics to qualify to the semi-finals of the 400 meters event. On that happy note, we come to the end of this news bulletin at 06:45. Remember, we still have the Bemba news coming up at 7:30. On behalf of the news crew at K, I'm Jack Mapembulo. Keep listening to the Heavy Breakfast Show.
If it matters to you, it matters to us.
95.5.
You yearn for great entertainment, and now it's here. On 95.5.
95.5. You're listening to KFM.
Only question is, are you ready?
KFM live on your FM dial. 95.5.
They say water is life. Manzi ni moyo. Ameishi moyo. And that's why you need to enjoy the refreshing taste of Aqua Kena, Wakula's first ever mineral water packaged with love, care, and life. So every time you feel thirsty, grab a bottle of Aqua Kena and quench that thirst today. Aqua Kena is treated under sand and carbon filtration, reversal osmosis, and ozonation. We have packages ranging from 350 mils, 600 mils, 750 mils, 1.5 liters, 500 mils sachets, and 18.9 liter containers. For orders, call 0979 414 384 or 0966 386 954, 0979 414 384 or 0966 386 954. Aqua Kena mineral water, straight from Mother Nature.
This serves to inform all property owners that annual ground rent bills for 2024 are out. Please visit the Provincial Lands Office at NAPSA building in Manza to collect your bills and make payments accordingly. Please be reminded that payment of ground rent is an obligation under the Lands Act 184 of the laws of Zambia. To settle the bills will attract 25% penalty on the existing bill and may lead to possible possession of property. Pay your ground rent now to avoid inconveniences. For more information, call 0976 806 553. This announcement is brought to you by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
Romeo,
always with my head up high. Confidence is full cause my skin's so dry. Oh yes, I'm glowing and I feel so bright. It's because I'm from you, that's why. That's my skin.
Umva kwecisha ibishoboka kuva ku Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources irayishisha kwa abantu bazaba kwate mpangate mwenche ndiyo zinamula maplot okutila annual grant rates bills y'amwaka wa 2024 yalifuma ekyo mbala mirongo kutila mu ngatandira maokeshakalamba ayagalira kino kitundu ky'abapula pa NAPSA building nefe nemukumwishisha kwakutila mwinga yapoka n'okumunendera mushintu kabiri okulipira ate mwa biu yenu kabiri ishiwe n'okutila okulipira kwa nchende byonse intumwa kwata wasomeshwa mwifunde na Land Act Cap 184 iya mafundi ya chalo cha Zambia lechinkula kono kutila okulipira misonko ya nchende yenu kulinokulenga okukalirwa n'enfunde apalinokulunda po 25% bandalama mulindiri okulipira eryo nakabiri kuchichapirenga nokupokuwa emchende intumwa kwata ekyo ekitwa kya Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources emiromba okutira mwingalipira mukwamufano okutira mwingasengako okupumpishiwa namuleka okwishyura pwefingi muri imitano tikire tumenlamya ali 0976 80 6553 0976 806 553 empya yachishisho
So we'll try me, we'll take we'll shine, we'll watch it. Take me like manja, to find the banja. We have family.
When family gives you unexpected laundry challenges, give them Banja washing powder. Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
Scrubbing, scrubbing, scrubbing till the drip was gone. Is how I did the dishes till you came along. Wow. Now that you are here, sing a different song. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle dishes all day long. Sparkle, 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 sparkle dishes all day long. Sparkle, 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 sparkle dishes all day long.
Let your dishes sparkle with Boom Sparkle Plus dishwashing liquid. To know where we're going, we must remember where we're coming from. Boom. Never forget home.
95.5 FM Radio. In Mwanza, Santa, Chipili, Chembe, and Sonda Force and the surrounding areas.
Looking back over my shoulder, I'll never be in the field. Never wanted to goodbye. Over my shoulder, you deep in my heart. We was over. So far, everybody, you leave it. Back over my shoulder, I can see the look in your eyes. Over love, make us go back. I can hear it slipping through my fingers. The reason why. Every day you're losing battle. Just fine. Hold my head up high. With me, we belong together.
That's our top of the hour classic coming in from Mike and the Mechanics, and this one is called Over My Shoulder. And Mike and the Mechanics were the six. There were six guys from Britain, and of course it's the only best thing that has come out of Britain in terms of music is Mike and the Mechanics. And these are guys by the names of Ben Stone, Andrew Rochford, Tim Ho, Luke Jabi, Mike Rutherford, and Anton Brennan. And of course, they formed that group in 1985. And initially, the band included Rutherford, who is the only constant member of the group. Of the vocalist is Paul Carrack and Paul Young. Remember Paul Young? And he used to play the keyboard. And later on, after 2000, Carrack became the band's sole lead vocalist until 2004, when the band essentially, a duo at this point, dissolved. And of course, they said, we've run our race. Enough is enough. Yeah, let's just go and do our own stuff. So that's Mike and the Mechanics, all the way from England. The best thing to have come out of London, apart from the pound. Okay, 0712 is the time on K95.5, and it's the breakfast show. And of course, you, like I mentioned last week, you notice some changes in terms of programming, and of course, nothing really has changed, but we've just changed the style of doing our programming here. First of all, we are now digital. We are online. On Facebook page, you can see me there. You can watch me as I'm presenting the breakfast show. You can see me there. You can also watch the news. It is now on our page and the YouTube channel. So on YouTube, you can watch us. That is KFM. We are also live on YouTube. And already some people are sending their messages. I've got one message from Tim. Say Kungu Peter Music, and he says live from SBS Beauty Salon in Masaka. Okay, that is That's Team Sekungu Peter Music. And the other message I've seen on our Facebook page is from Cuthbert Bright Luwuto Stija. And it says, tributes to the fallen gallant soldier. The heavens have gained. We're gonna miss him forever. God keep him for us. Rest in peace, big man. And I know he's talking about Matthews Ngosa. You too, you can go to our Facebook page and of course make a comment, or you can simply call 0965-884-955. That's the line we are using. You can also text on that same line. This is today it's Farmers Day, so you can appreciate the farmer out there, and of course for their contribution to our well-being. That is the Farmers Day today. It is Monday. Coming up next, let's just look at how we can conduct ourselves on our roads. It's the rush hour.
This is 95.5 KFM Radio. In Mansa, Sancha, Chipili, Chembe, and Sonda Force and the surrounding areas. It's Mellow Monday. Mellow Monday. It's Mellow Monday. It's Mellow Monday on KFM. Rush hour on the heavy red first.
Indeed, welcome to the rush hour on the heavy breakfast today, the 5th of August 2024. My name is Jack, and we just remind ourselves of the do's and don'ts on our roads. And of course, you can call me if you want to share some thoughts on road safety. And whatever you have noticed on our roads might be during the weekend, and of course this is the long weekend. We don't expect so much traffic this time of the day because it's a public holiday. Most people are at home and of course being with their families, but you can still remind ourselves of how we can maintain peace, or we can maintain sanity on our roads. Especially our brothers and sisters, of course, they are rendering a very good service to us. That is those who with motorbikes. Most of us depend on them. Yeah, and it's cheap to get a motorbike, but we should not risk our lives. Make sure that you jump on a motorbike that you are sure of that that person will take you to your destination safely. So, like we were talking with Kenny last week, sometimes you just look at the age of that person. You can tell that this is just a young boy. He knows nothing about the road safety. So you just avoid yourself to find yourself in a certain situation that can be avoided. So make sure that you consider all things involved before you jump on a motorbike. And for those who have got, because for myself, let me just talk about myself. I only have one person I use, and I made sure that that person has got a license. That person has got a motorbike which is licensed. It has a number plate, and of course, luckily, he has also insured his motorbike. That's a good part about the person I use. He's the only person I use in Mansa at the moment. He has insured his motorbike. He has got the number plate. He has got the driving license. And we encourage you guys to do the same, especially make sure that you advise the people that are operating in motorbikes that they get the required documents in terms of being on the road, because they will be moving on gazetted roads, and there are requirements for someone to move on gazetted roads. Okay, so that's was just a reminder, and yeah, and at night I was in town around 02 hours. Yeah, don't ask me what I was doing in town. So I was in town around 02 hours, and it was total darkness in a town center, and the traffic lights were not working. I guess even up to now they are not working. So make sure that the principle of first to arrive should be the first to approach, to proceed. So if you arrive first at the junction, you reduce, you observe. If you find your colleague or your fellow driver is already there, give that one a chance so that they pass, they proceed, and then you also proceed. So let's just maintain that sanity and be courteous to other road users. Let's give ourselves a chance. So that's just a reminder of the do's and don'ts and how we can be road smart. Being a holiday, make sure you don't drink and drive. That one too. So don't drink and drive. It's a holiday. And also, if you want to have some fun, you want to drink, please make sure that you find someone who is sober to drive you around. Yeah, as simple as that. Life is precious and we need to preserve it. We need to appreciate the gift of life that God has given us. We should not look at it as being worthless, because if you take certain actions, indirectly you are telling God that you don't appreciate the life as He has given you. So make sure you take care of that life. And for the pedestrians, the principle is the same. Don't drink and walk. It's the same. We've seen people staggering parod. Alphabetical letter Z parod. So even us, the pedestrians, please don't drink and walk, because your judgment will be impaired. At the end of the day, so that's it. That's the rush hour for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Rush Hour. Of course, even in the afternoon now, we'll be having the Rush Hour, which will be coming during the drive time. This has been the Rush Hour on the Heavy Breakfast Show.
Rush Hour on the Heavy Breakfast.
Hello, Monty. Hello, Monty. It's Mellow Monday. It's Mellow Monday on KFM.
I remember the day you first came my way. Baby, you just walked right into my life. To me, it's all good, and I think that we should. Baby, I think we should give it a try. Say you wanna stay. Me smile. You say like that. You make me cry. And when the morning comes, I'll be there for you. Come on, break the dawn. My dreams all come true. When the morning comes, when the morning comes, alone, myself I feel wrong. I don't want this again. So I'm begging you, please, going down on my knees. We were meant to be. Say you want to stay. Me smile. You say bye. feel when the morning comes, when the morning comes, when I count on you, will you be the one in the morning? Will I be the one you make me feel when you do what you do? Can I realize I can live without you? And when the morning comes, I'll be without you. I'll break the dawn when my dreams all come true. When the morning I feel, when the morning I'll be without you. I'll break the dawn when my dreams all come true. When the morning I feel, when the morning comes, when the morning comes, when the morning
It's middle of my day, my day. Middle of my day. It's middle of my day. It's middle of my day, my day. On KFM.
So we wanna make your life easy. With love and rain. Oh, baby. Let's be for work. Make your life easy.
We appreciate you hard workers, and that's why we're committed to making life easy for you. With cash in 20 minutes at rates as low as 6%, Zico more. Visit your nearest branch to apply or get a quick quote on www.unify.com.
Unify, making life easy.
Today on the Hygiene Expansion Show, we're at Down Street Restaurant so we can
News. The Culture News. The Culture News. If it matters to you, it matters to us. The Culture News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
akashitakulanganda mnabasa kafika buli buno pa 7:30 ilyashirya mu kibimbano ekitya Lutshero iliro pa 5 August 2024 newalabirenga niinuleunyakunda ichilongwa social committee kile icha advocate for people's prosperity APP nachondolola okusesha kwa mutengo w'amafuta ya fuel okuteka okupitisa mu kikutuwa cha Energy Regulation Board RB nga mukukalifya bene Zambia abakwete esubiro mu buteko bwa chilongwa cha UPNZ kutira mu kikutuwa cha Zambia intongolo shinkalamba ya chilongwa cha APP bamunya msingi batire Chiricha kosokulondola eby'emikalire eri yakusa kubena Zambia awali ikalira kimufinitive konkenye pokulina mutengo yanookulina kwa mutengo w'amafuta ya fuel bamusinga kwingulu okutira biteekwa chilongwa cha UPNZ nabakateeka bayichirema bali kwetekula bena Zambia okutira okusisha amafuta ya fuel chiramwishi kwalina okwamishwa lero mu myaka 3 yakwa mu butungulushi bintu nafisanako bamusenge bayenda mukwankulako pakulunda ku mafuta ya fuel pamwishi wakasaka ntobo okwakwete okubirishiwa n'ekikutuwa cha ERB
ababa menshi n'abamitabe na Zambia kumunda wepa bakuganda twaheshima yakuumwa n'okutira amafuta yamyotoka naga amafuta tuwaujamu mu byamushinga amafuta tempo wabikwa paliapo apa kutira kuti ave na Zambia kuti vakwanisha lero amafuta inachakuti mitengo tairi zvino kandi mitengo iri pamunhu nainina sana izvi irakwata echoningatira effect pa2012 yomusi katikacha kasangokutira kuti mitengo yakintuchonze kumina pamutengo varezewo kutira kuti yo iri system kuhamba yakulangenikanokukweshikulangekanokukwesha akesavenchitarimo iyo mitengo ipeda stabilize nikechaka lero apo yayasame mitengo apalisa apo kuerezi kuvenagambe apo kitakia
aba ku mupando mu kisaka ky'amapeekano yakusifya kwa Lutambi okwachabuka bapuma mbiri makalwa ebabirisha okutira kusifya kwawo n'omwaka okwachabuka kulino kuba pakati ka mulungu wakulekereshako mu mweshi wa Langashe era n'omulungu wakubalirapo mu mweshi wa Shishi kubiri mu kyalo kya Nfumukana besa bamatanda mu kulanda bakalemba wira shabakunumira basake FM bakalwana kabiri babirisha okutira bushikwa pali kibiri pa 6 August 2024 Kulina okuba okumanya ku bantu ba mu kigungu kimapekani mukulanshi ne pali okukunya okusebya okulina okubako. Namuli ife bakalona balomba ekintu bwingi okutugirira okusaba kwa Lutambi okukwatirawo kwa traditional ceremony. Nawe kwatona okutasha ekintu bwingi ky'abantu bufe bakwita okwipa mpya okutugirira okusaba kwa Mutomboko n'eshanfu mwisha mitundu w'abalunda okwaberere ku musumba wa Mwansabombwe. Nayo line batiire n'abakwata ensubira okutira abantu abamu kitundu ky'abapula n'enkyende shimbi balina okutungirira apekani ya kusifa kwa bawushi pakutiira kukayemfiwe.
Deve ser chave de emoção, chave de vida do dono, não vai mais fazer. Aí vamos ver essa coisa, mas se você está já não vai fazer, não vai chamar para não vai não se para dar bom ver. Tanto então 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 amigo meu, durante isso uma pele que chama de pode ser o vai mais fazer na como Siamo scelti tipo, quando non fai nei investment se ci c'è un tradition a calcio per me, deve sia nuovo quanto a sua novena, nel nuovo dove non se spiego per avere quale provo che sia. Quindi la canna sarà una canna, un po' di coino, se fai bianca, e quindi la vena non va un po' in, poi a c'era 23, quindi la tonga, la persona, la monte sì. Una ceremonia direttore portando grandi popula c'è una tradizione popolo con si saranno tu poca come mi sarà riuscita la tapava la grande la teapola quali io non mi membra bene avevo tutto il paese non mi sulle top ma la partita ma la comanza hotel.
Ichalo cha Zambia natutendeka okupokera ku kipindi kya 218 megawatts amakamalaitso ku makolbati lwa South African Electricity Public Utility. Abalangiza kwa kampani kazi ESCO bamatongo maumbi batire okulondwapo kwa kipindi kya mperere y'amalaiti kwatendeke pa 1 August uno mwaka pakutira ku ngabo kwafurisha kubafuaka kwa malaiti mu kyalo. Mamaumbi batire fire ya kwa kampani kazi ESCO kufishapo kipindi kireka bwecho kupera kwa kumina malaiti kulea kulira kofye batire ichalo nomba kutishepera malaiti munchedesha beshikankala pamonga mufupatala fikalamba mu mikoti era mifukura fimbi. Bamaumbi kabiri balondwere okutira kampani kapera malaiti kale afurishe fikura fya chintu bimikutira malaiti ya tafire shingwana na mafya. Bamaumbi balanzire fikuri bakalemba wele yashikumusumba Lusaka mukuma nokonkanishiwepo ukwa 96 Agricultural and Commercial Society show. Abalangiza kwa kampani kazi ESCO batire akampani kapera malaiti kabiri kale pera ma generators pakutira malaiti ngaya kutra fya chintu bwingi fyashara fire bomba bwino. Batire palinda kai ali 20 n'akwata okuperwa kabiri erenekero okufika mu kyalo mukati kawo n'omweshe. Bamaumbi batire ma generators alina okuperwa mu fukutura fya chintu bwingi pamwanga mu fupatala fikalamba mumishika mu kibe kyakusa okukwata olubuto ila malaiti yakwata okuya ero nefukutura fimbi. Bakapokola ku kitundu kya North Western obushuku bwa mailo Lushero ebateberera enkyende ya Kimabokwe ku musumba wa Kasimpa okwo kishiko okutira kuri bashimikotsa abakweta okuyingira mu bisoro mu kufaayo olubwe lwa God. Bakapokola ebatendeka emirimu mu kulesha okubomba kwa bushimikotsa kwa mu bisoro kuri enkyende. Okukyeta pa nkyende pasangire bakapokola nishina ebintu bingi nafyo nawa kabiri n'abayingire mu bisoro mu kwimba olubwe lwa God nishina batanfiwapo. Inkonkani ya mukalamba wa bakapokola ku kitundu kya North Western ba Davis Mwanza ebasinyishe lya shiro tabapera empendo abakweta okwikatwa. Nabo bashimikotsi abakweta okunyira mu bisoro mu kwimba olubwe lwa God n'abalomba obuteeko kusuminisha emirimu ya famikotsi okukonkanishwapo bali enkyende. Mu kusonderera kw'eryashi mu Kiremba muri Lwista ya Lushero empuka y'abakapokola n'aba immigration officers kwibomba lya Serenje mu kitundu kya Central n'abakwata okwikata abantu okufika ku mpendwa 50 konse abakutalo kya Ethiopia abashakwata ifite bakubasuminisha okwingira mu kyalo. Abantu b'ekibiko kwa pakati ka mission ku iye ku mirimu n'emyaka 5 eyo na 24 bali abakweta okwikatwa 1:01 mu Chimbambaya ikyali akumusumba Lusaka ekya mutundu wa Vovo ekya container ekyali n'enambala ya ALC 88260. Ba Immigration Department Publications Officer bana Martin Shinka ebashiningisha lyashi kuli bakalemba welyashi na mukonko hamwe na kulungula baswake FM. Banshinka batire abalebeshi bakwetogira mu kyalo era bakabiri bakwetokera panchende ya Ndabala checkpoint lero baletunganishwa ku bamulwendo lwakuya ku kyalo kya South Africa. Balunzepo okutira Echimbambaya challenge na mutekenya uweshina lyapo kalyata wa myaka yakufyalwa 30 n'omwaka umo chakumono wa kumwafako kwata n'okubutuko kushechimbamba cheke pamusebo nishinachi kwata n'imfungulo mukati batire okufwahirikisha kutokoire kutira Echimbambaya ichali na container cha mutundu wa Vovo chapangwa mu kusenda abantu ababule vitupa n'okutira tachaengererwa bwino kunse lero chali bechaisuka pamulu. Bashinka batire abashirikale bali kwata okwankula kopye kubeka shampalwa ililyashi batire bamakumyasano na chine konse bali amoneka figure bonse nokutira pali nomba esunga pakamba kampuke bakapokola kuyoma lya serenje mukulolera okupwalikisha na kumbi. Balunzirepo n'okutira Echimbambaya shimumino yampuke bakapokola okulolera okufwahirikisha bwino mpalwa y'omulandu. Embeera eryashi mu Kibemba muli mista ya Luchero lyashi mu Kibemba tolimetera ku mista Kasuba pa 12:30.
News.
If it matters to you, it matters to us.
The meaning of life is not to simply exist, but to move ahead, to rise up and achieve, to conquer. Introducing Kung Fu Energy Drink, your wish for the next conquest. Kung Fu Energy Drink, Master.
This is not just.
I'm ready to go. Now tell me, do you feel the flow?
Now you can use some help to break another show.
What makes people learn, then have to love.
Everybody needs one color. Makes you happy, makes you feel
Everyone out there knows that our confidence comes from the way we look and feel, and because we all have different skin types. We frequently need a unique solution for all our skin types every day. With turmeric extract and argan oil that has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial benefits. Mediherb saffron soap with saffron and almond oil, which are vitamin enriched with antioxidant properties. Trust in Mediherb Ayurvedic herbal soap with 18 herbs and natural oils to take care and revitalize your skin every day.
Siwejwani mulibuti, ushani muliwanji, tibila ni manja, tipange na banja. We have family.
When family gives you unexpected laundry challenges, give them Banja washing powder. Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
What happens when you put the legendary MJ Cole in the studio with one of the hottest up-and-coming grime MCs in the form of
You're noisily a typical amount of loud and low pass.
We are our individual ambitions, and we will make more than inflection.
It's more than just radio.
95.5.
Play together.
China's music on China Country, taking the way to get a bigger radio chunk got bigger.
Hi, I'm Matthias from Belgium, and I listen to KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
Hi, I'm Miriam from Austria, and I listen to KFM in Zambia, and back home via the internet. Hi, I'm Leah from Austria, and I listen to KFM when I am in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
95.5 is my station. The new dawn is on the horizon. A reason to turn your radios back on. 95.5, a breath of fresh air.
That's for sure. When I can all the things around you, you want to make this balance true. It is for the test. Baby, don't. All because of people that want to leave. It's because of people. Oh, yeah, because of people. Because of people. Oh, yeah, pick up. Because of people. Baby, pick up. Because of people. Oh, you're gonna be. I don't realize something within us. Those things that make you so Lord, but trust my love. It's nothing you do. You're not so good for sure. You can go. You don't want to make this love strong. You just love it. Yes. So baby, don't go. Because of people, I want to leave them. Because of people, oh yeah, because of people, I want to leave them. Because of people, oh yeah, pick up. Because of people, oh yeah, pick up. Because it's not knocking on your door. I'm standing on the road of my own. Someday, for so long, don't keep me waiting.
That's music of P Square, Ifunanya. And yeah, it was a hit song then. And of course, the guys just used to rock Africa. 7:49 is the time on K95.5. It is more than just radio. And we are together till 9 hours on the breakfast show. And I forgot to mention that yeah, the breakfast show will be running between 06 hours and 9 hours. And on Tuesday, the Complaints Tuesday will always start at 09 hours to 10 hours. It's a full 1 hour, uninterrupted. So we give you more time now. So every Tuesday, 9 hours to 10 hours, it's Complaints Tuesday. So you have full 1 hour. And Thursday also, Speak Your Mind Thursday. Vin will be presenting the two editions. That is Speak Your Mind Thursday, 9 hours to 10 hours, and Complaints Tuesday, 9 hours to 10 hours. And the breakfast show will now be running from 6 to 9 hours. March Choice Remote will be coming at 08:50. And the sports updates, as usual, at 08:10. It is Friday's edition of the breakfast show. And you can send your comments, your contributions to the number 0965 884 955, 0965 884 and 0965 884 955. That's the line we use. And of course, you can all go to our Facebook page. That's where we are streaming live. You can leave your comments there. Just check for KFM. You'll find us there. You can also go to YouTube. You'll find us there. Breakfast show going live on both platforms, YouTube and our Facebook page. You can see me there presenting the breakfast show there. And yeah, let's be together. It's time we take a look what's happening in the world of sports. Yeah, in what's in the papers, sports is coming at 08:10. I'm just excited that I've got some good news in terms of sports, what happened the last night. So I'm excited to do sports today. It's not as we were doing it last week when we had so many disappointments in terms of the Shipolo Polo. So this time around, it's what's in the papers. Yeah, checking out what our friends in the print media have come up with. We start with the Mass newspaper. The big headline in the Mass newspaper is Minimizer in tired minds. And it goes on further and says, even if Masebo is not directly involved, her negligence warrants disciplinary action. Skaile. So that's one person saying that is a politician, Skaile. Yeah. It's a politician, political commentator, and he has been quoted in the Mass, today's edition of the Mass newspaper, that we should no longer hire in tired minds, referring to our leaders. Yeah. So that is his comment. The other story is give Masebo a break, Sensele. So they are saying, give Masebo a break. Mamulanda Posan. The other story is HH should declare assets to inspire fight against corruption, Mwimba. Okay, this issue has resurfaced again about declaring assets, but as we may be aware, the current law does not compare the Chief Justice to disclose the assets declared by our leaders. That law was changed. They do declare assets, but the Chief Justice does not release what has been declared. That law was changed by the PF thing. So I think we are being unfair. We have been unfair by asking our leaders to declare their assets. They are just following the law, and they are not the ones who changed that law. They just found that law changed by the former leaders. So there's nothing they can do. So let's just ask for the change in that law. I think let's go that direction. Let's say we call upon the MPs to have a relook at that law so that it can be amended. The other story is leadership is not about avoiding difficult conversations, Mwenda, and common and basic foods are slowly becoming unaffordable for poor households, JCTR, yeah, which is a fact. We move on to the news diggers. We have a big story there. Police clash with miners in Kasempa. Police in Kasempa yesterday clashed with some illegal miners as they attempted to remove them from a mine in Dengwe area. So we even saw some videos which were posted on social media where there were a lot of people at that site, and there was a gold rush. Somebody discovered gold in there, and people traveled from all over Zambia. They went there to pick up gold. Just after someone published on social media, and then we saw police moving in now. It's a two-way thing. Illegal mining anyway. That's it there also, you know. Illegal mining, it's an offense. But I think we should find a way in which our own people can benefit from these resources. We can't, because how are they going to feel if after some months they see some people who are not even Zambians are the ones now who start mining from there under the name of investors? I think we should find a win-win situation where we allow our people to take advantage of the resources, and of course do it in an organized manner so that the benefits can go directly to the Zambians. Yeah, there is a reason, as I used to say, there is a reason why God gave us these minerals. If he wanted, he would have given other countries, but he gave us these minerals. It's up to us to use them and benefit. The other story is STC investigated ministers quietly when I was board chair, speaker. This story, okay. So the speaker says STC investigated ministers quietly when I was board chair. And the other story is SP fires Antonio. So the Socialist Party has fired its Deputy General Secretary Antonio Mwanza. Mwanza joined the SP in 2020 after he ditched the PF where he served as PF Deputy Media Director. But damn here. Anyway, we'll try to get in touch with Antonio to find out what really happened. Yeah, we'll try to get in touch with him. We'll tell the news guys to get in touch with him so that he can give us this side of the story. And the other story is when you're playing double standard, Tayari. Transport and Logistics Minister Frank Tayari says former SEC Bocha man Musa Mwenye is playing double standards. And Cabinet approves the waiver of import tax on solar gensets. So that's a good move by the government, but we should feel the impact. That's why we call upon those who are dealing in these apparatus or the equipment to also pass these benefits to the consumers or to the users. Yeah, because they should not take advantage. Maybe maybe like the minimum. We move on to the Daily Nation. The story there is JJ, a victim of barbarism. Membe fears the alien and incarcerated Petauke lawmaker could die as he has been subjected to the worst form of cruelty by his enemies in the UPND government, who are his tormentors. That is Fred Membe there. And Muzara has been covered by the Daily Nation. Muzara races at 2024 Paris Olympics. We'll talk more about Muzara during the sports update. And basic food are becoming unaffordable, JCTR. And the other story is witch hunt among Easterners condemned. And lastly, HH against empowerment of Zambians, Luvinda. And lastly, the other story. Those are the stories that we have in what's in the papers. You can join Vinny tomorrow with another edition of What's in the Papers. Coming up next is the news headlines. The news headlines at 8. Munyamusenge criticizes the monthly adjustment of fuel prices. Chabukabaoshi traditional ceremony to take place between October and November this year. ZESCO starts importing power from South Africa. In international news headlines, Bangladesh clashes 90 killed in anti-government protest. And in sports, Muzara Samkonga wins a heat at the ongoing 2024 Paris Olympics to qualify to the semi-finals of the 400 meters event.
The KFM News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
It's a station that's got everyone talking. And like your first time in love, you've got sweaty palms, butterflies in your stomach, and when you try to speak, you've got you tongue-tied. We're the station that stations listen to on 95.5.
KFM is my radio.
KFM is our radio.
95.5.
This is KFM.
Spiritually, mulimuti, ulishani, muliwanji, timina ni manja, tupange kabanja. We have family.
When family gives you unexpected laundry challenges, give them Banjo washing powder. Banjo washing powder, the family detergent. Greatness is everywhere. It's in the places you go, the people you meet, the things you do. Introducing Shaka soft drinks, a unique, refreshing drink that celebrates greatness. Shaka, celebrate greatness.
I'm on stretch, and close to bright and new. Yeah. Fragrance keeps on getting stronger every time I move. Silky, silky smooth, looking fresh and smelling good. Get carried away by skinny freshness. It's looking fresh, oh, it's looking good.
Try Boom Fabric Conditioner for a scent that lasts.
Mushawahi kwatako abanobe abatetsi bakwalukire balakwikatirira okulenga wasanika ng'entanda. Mushawahi kwatako omunobe nga Movit styling gel.
Oh yeah.
Ili Movit irekata n'okulaka emishishi okufuma akachero kufika n'echunguro.
Wow.
Movit styling gel yalyangusha ichito era irakwata n'okubekesha emishishi yonse eyo mwakwata okuyivooya. Movit styling gel isangwa mu masupermarkets, mu cosmetic shops, mu masaloni ayali mu pepi na imwe. Movit, all day confidence.
Sit down in your soul, what you waiting for? Come on, let's go.
Shake things up with chicken set fruit milk. Chicken set when fresh, it's fruity.
Baseka Zambia bazanisi ichiputurwa cha bulimi okubombera pamona ba GIZ batulako Fish for Food Sustainability Project Roadshow nangula obwangalo bwa ubo watampile ku Eastern Province nomba buli muno mwine mulwakula mu myesu
Mamayo, ekyo kirebbiri buloko lwaki twakuleefunesa bya lutuna kushaka.
Iyo bane Fish for Food Program ilesamirisha babisungire isuma iy'amadamu Yesu okubombera bamubashitata bana mayo aquaculture imisungire isuma iy'amavuku Yesu okupakamisha obumi bwesu obutyabusaga na fimbipo kabiri okugulongana mukwayi kuleyita indukwa shonse kanshina bekala mushibonse okokukaba okusangalala kukwakirako kabiri kukaba n'okubeera ebirambu ebyakusana
Kukaba n'efirambu awe ndyefaayo okugonga omukwena nze beenifingi badifi.
alachacha n'omwana alelira muntu wandiika nshi owakwebere empwa yakwanoko alimota nshi kanshi kuwangira bantu okuliviramu ebyakusana nebiviramu fikabako mukwayi majombo nangula amagambutsi amagati g'emizi byangalo byafipepala mukwayi nabimbipo efe tukalasambirira bakutira twinga paka mishali ndikwashesu kabiri chikaba chimu kichocho tukashamulwakula cho tukashala tulese kapotene ndikwashesu alale
Mwayo, ngaifu fweba abaana nangula fweba kweta olupo olukalamba tuli abaayita okwisanga olukwana nashani bantu nga mwalolekesha abaana nabeena awo obumita buli kwenu.
aleni mayo sunshire mpaka washala kuwangala okusuma namayo nabashitata bonse natwitwa kuli obuwangala obwo tukakwata okunongeramu omu byamasambiriro ayengi mukwayi abyakupata misho bwesu kabiri nemisungire isuma iy'amavuku Yesu mukwayi
awe yetumulangire kuli isirambu naine wine mukwayi dekonka naine ndekonka
ububwangalo bukabesa kanshina amangalo Yesu muno omulwakula kaba kunchendoku pa 8 August tukaba kukawambwa ukukukaba ni kwa shikalaba ero mukawambwa mwine pa 9 August tukaba kuchibote ero tukesasera kuya mumwense apapa kabani pamulondo primary school n'obushiku bwa 10th August elo n'okuserapo n'okuya mumansa apapa kabani pamuchinga ground n'obushiku bwa 11th August mumansa mwine tugesaterapo tukayapa mabumba n'obushiku bwa 12 August kabiri n'okwisasirapo kuya munche ya Zambia apapa 13 August kanshi bonse twaitwa tieni kasangweko kumasambiriro ya suma kabiri na kumangalo ayalekana.
It's Mellow Monday. Mellow Monday. It's Mellow Monday. It's Mellow Monday. On KFM. It's the KFM.
Got my first real 6 string. Boy, the 5 and down. Played it till my finger played. Was the summer of 69. Yeah, my God, from you. Every time we hard. Jimmy Clay, Joey got me. Soon enough, we never get far. Boy, I'm back now. So I'm feeling like forever. And it's fire, it's yours. Yeah, I wanna be there. So for the best days of my life. They don't use this away. But they got to you. And my little town. Back in the summer of 69.
That's our top of the hour classic coming in from Brian Guy Adams, born November 5, 1959, is a Canadian singer, songwriter, musician, record producer, photographer. He is estimated to have sold between 75 million and more than 100 million records and singles worldwide. Who can achieve that feat? Hey, placing him on the list of the best-selling music artists, Adams was the most played artist on Canadian radio in the 2010s, and has 25 top 15 singles in Canada and a dozen more in the US, UK, and Australia. Yeah, that's the big man himself. I just love Adams. Yeah, the uptown, up-tempo kind of rock music there. Yeah, the original rock sounds. Okay, so we'll now be getting to the sports updates. Do stand by. It's now 08:13. Let's get to hear what's happening in the world of sports.
I'm J. Cole in the studio with one of the hottest up-and-coming grime MCs in the form of
noise play a typical amount of loud and low passing.
We are some of our individual ambitions, and we remain more than
It's more than just radio.
95.5.
that's in the box. 1-on-1. Sanchez, shit. Boy, Manchester City left that way. Ali and Kane together. And Lukaku has got that hat-trick. Come on.
Welcome to the world of sport on the Heavy Breakfast show today, Monday, the 5th of August 2024. It is Farmers Day, and we talk sport. There was a lot of action yesterday and over the weekend. We had first within Mantha, we had a friendly match between Matcats and Mansa College of Education. Yeah. It was the massacre. Yeah, so full-time Matcat yesterday at Mansa College of Education did manage the host by 11-0. Anyway, it was a friendly, but it shows that the guys are serious. Matcat United, they took things serious, and they couldn't just stop scoring. Okay, so this is what happened yesterday, and I'm seeing here the president also being posted on Talk Luapula Football page, that is TCM. Posted a picture of the president, Mr. Katwai Matthews, the man behind Matcat, and of course he says he has finally bought the substitution board for the Manganese boys. So we are advancing. We need more sponsorship in Luapula football. And other news, Matcat United FC have finally signed Mukuba Kingsley Obamuba from Melon World. And this one is confirmed and it's official. So Mukuba Kingsley is now with Matcat. Yes, that's good. Yeah, so we'll see what is he will bring at Matcat, and of course we'll see what will be his contribution to that team. So that is what is happening locally, and an update on Kaole Stadium. We have seen that they have started putting the black soil, but it has taken long. And you know, when Fintunga Fiakokora, Filarula. So an update is they have started putting black soil on the playing surface, but the people are concerned about the slow pace at which the contractor is doing this work. Remember, it was supposed to be done with the works at Kaole Stadium within 6 to 9 months, but we are now talking of years now, and Mansa people have been denied a chance to use that facility. It's the only facility that we have, and of course, Mansa people really wanted to be using that facility. So let's move on to other friendly games that were played yesterday. Before we talk about the international friendly games, we had the All Stars versus the Rest games, which happened in Lusaka and the Copper Belt. So the ongoing national selection exercise yesterday, Sunday, saw Midland select side coached by Wilson Nyirenda, Numba Mumamba, and Danikawe face off with a provincial select side brewed by Boyd Mrwanda, Chintu Kampamba at Nkoloma Stadium. There were also the other game that was on the Copper Belt with Beston Chambeshi, Agri Chianga, and Mwenyachi people leading a Copper Belt select side who were playing with against a provincial select side headed by Tenant Chirumba and David Chirufia. That's where we saw the likes of our players who are from Luapula province. And of course, the results, we look at the results of all the games that were played yesterday, and let me just check for the results. I don't know what has happened. So the Midlands All Stars did manage to beat the rest by 4 goals to 0. Of course, goals came through John Kosamu, Martin Njovu, and Gordon Mashata. John Kosamu scored the brace. So it was 4-0 in favor of the Midlands, and the rest did not manage to score anything. And for the one in the Copper Belt, it was the Copper Belt All Stars 2, and the rest 0. So the provincial team was beaten by 2-0. And Coach Wilson Yerenda had his thoughts after the match between the Midlands Premier League Select and Provincial Select side, and this is what he had to say. A 2-1 win over Red Arrows. The match began with Red Arrows taking an early lead through Ricky Banda in the 7th minute. Both teams had their moments in the first half, with Yanga struggling to find an equalizer. The second half saw dramatic turn of events as Yanga capitalized on a controversial penalty decision in the dying minutes. Red Arrows Nixon Mubiri received a red card in the 59th minute, which left them a man down and made their task even more challenging. Despite a brave performance and several key saves from Charles Kalumba, Yanga managed to level the score with a powerful shot from Yaya in the 63rd minute and then secured the win with a penalty converted by Aziz in stoppage time. The match was marked by intense action and contentious refereeing decisions, leaving Red Arrows with much to reflect on as they prepare for their upcoming fixtures. So that's a good outing for Red Arrows, and of course they are preparing for their continental campaign. Red Arrows are representatives in the CAF Champions League and Zesco in the CAF Confederation Cup. So far, it has been all rosy for Red Arrows. Just a few days ago, they won the Kagame Cup and got away with $30,000. And their preparation, you can see some seriousness in the way they are doing their preparations. And in other news, former Mutondo Stars midfielder Deborah Fernandez scored a brilliant goal as Simba SC defeated Rwandan champions APRFC 2-0 on Simba Day. Former Power Dynamos midfielder Joshua Mutare also made his mark starting the match, and his speed earned Simba SC a penalty which former Asante Kotoko striker Stephen Mkwara unfortunately missed. And it was a great performance also by Simba. So two top clubs in Tanzania involving themselves in those games. Yeah, and lastly, let's talk about Mzarasa Mukonga, and he has made the name. Yeah, we are all happy, and of course, he has now qualified to the quarterfinals. That's a good thing. At least Zambian flag might fly at the Olympics. So looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one. And we had a game where, was it on Saturday, if you missed it, when Haaland scored a hat-trick, which gave Man City a 4-2 win over Chelsea. In case you missed it, you were busy yesterday when Muke had the Sunday Sunrise Sport. So Man City beat Chelsea by 4-2. And finally, all men of the Premier League clubs have returned home or are returning home from their pre-season travels. Chelsea remain in the United States. Enzo Maresca's side have the small matter of a meeting with European champions Real Madrid in Charlotte, North Carolina, which will kick off at 24 hours on Wednesday. And so we'll see how that will be. After losing to Man City, they will now be meeting the European champions Real Madrid. That's Chelsea. And for Saturday games, weekend pre-season results, let me go through. On Saturday, 3rd August, we had Club America 1, Aston Villa 0, Watford 1, Brentford 1, QPR 0, Brighton 1, and Chelsea 2, Manchester City 4, Preston 0, Everton 3, Hoffenheim 0, Ipswich 1, Uzbek 1, Leicester City 0, Yokohama F Marinos 2, Newcastle 0, Millwall 0, Southampton 1, Bayern Munich 2, Tottenham 1. On Sunday, Crystal Palace 3, West Ham 1, Bournemouth 1, Rayo Vallecano 0, Liverpool 3, Manchester United 0, Wolves 3, RP Leipzig 0. So those are the results we recorded throughout the weekend. This is where we wind up our sports update. Coming up next is the news review.
It's here. It's finally here.
You yearn for great entertainment, and now it's here. On 95.5.
You're listening to KFM.
Only question is, are you ready?
KFM live on your FM dial. 95.5.
Get closer to split-second wins. Closer to history in the making. Closer to your champions. Get DSTV to get closer to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games from 26 July to 11 August with 9 dedicated channels for the best coverage of every medal and every podium moment. All Supersport on DSTV. All this from as low as 220 kwacha per month.
It's not a meal, but it's just as fitting. It's not a fruit, but it's just as giving. It's
Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Shaky.
Get rid of that hungry stomach rumble. Get yourself a refreshing Shaky Joe fruity milk.
Strawberry, pineapple, Texas berry, smooth. Shaky Joe.
Shaky Joe, fill yourself with goodness.
Good morning, Tia. Good morning, this morning is fine, this morning is no morning, this morning is tomorrow morning is fine, this morning is tomorrow morning is fine, this morning is no other morning is this morning.
Welcome to the news review on the Heavy Breakfast Show. It's now 08:31, and don't forget we still have the multi-choice remote coming up at 08:50, and at 9 hours I'll be winding up. And starting next week, every Monday we'll be having the agenda where we'll be having conversation with decision makers and others involved in issues to do with governance, community work, and the likes of issues. All will be discussed on the agenda every Monday and Friday between 09 hours and 10 hours. And this Friday on the agenda will be featuring a former councillor in Mansa, that is Mr. Newton Kalaba. So next week, Friday, 09 hours to 10 hours, Mr. Newton Kalaba will be here and we'll be discussing issues to do with the local authorities. Okay, so on the news review, this is the part we'll be checking out the stories that we had in the news, and you are free to participate, 0965-884-955. So we just try to analyze the issues that are in the news with the help of you out there. And of course, you can give your comment over the stories that we air on our news bulletin. So today we look at the issue. First one is the issue raised by Mr. Mwenyamusenge, the advocate for People's Prosperity, President, APP President, Mr. Mwenyamusenge. He talked about the non-consistent consistent in terms of fuel pricing. Now, the opposition advocate for People's Prosperity, APP, has described the government's monthly upward adjustments of fuel through the Energy Regulation Board, DRB, as a mockery to Zambians who had hope in the UPND's capacity to transform Zambia economically. APP President Mr. Mwenyamusenge says it is difficult to explain how hard life has become for ordinary Zambians whose survival is uncertain due to the continuous commodity price increments due to the high cost or high fuel cost. Musenge charged that the UPND and President Hichilema promised Zambians that the monthly adjustments would bring stability in the long run, but the case is different. 3 years after forming the government, Mr. Msenge was reacting to the August fuel adjustment announced by ERB. And let's just hear from Mr. William Msenge himself.
Nababikale na Zambia kunyenda wepa akukana shwaye shina iya kumono kutila amafuta yani yotoka na amafuta kitumoja munga mshinda mapusana sana tempo wabikwa pala apa kutila ati avena Zambia ukibakwanisha eba amafuta inachakuti ni tempo taiji pima Nintendo ipa mundo na enina sana nisi ila kwata ninda kila te effect patin kefionse kakacha kafango kutila te Nintendo ya fin tuchonze kunina pamteko vale pewo kutila te yo system kwamba ya kulani kano kukwesha kulani kano kukwesha akesa wenshtaimo ile misengo ikeza kushtaa stabilize application kama lero hapo ya sami vitengo hapa ni sana hapo fwewe di kwa Zambia hapo.
That's APP president there, Mwenya Msenge, making a comment on the fuel adjustments that happen every month end. Yeah, start of a month they announce a new price. It's either increase or decrease, but mostly we've seen it has been on it has been increasing. Yeah, most of the time. I think it's only once when they reduced by 1 kwacha, and then it has jumped. Now they have increased by 2 kwacha. So various stakeholders have expressed concern about these price adjustments that happen every month. If you remember, there was a time when President Hakainde Hichilema did make changes at the Ministry of Energy in terms of permanent secretaries, and during the swearing ceremony of Mr. Mumba, who was appointed, Peter Mumba was appointed the Energy Permanent Secretary. President Bonawasa said Mr. Mumba should come up with a way of getting rid of the monthly price increments so that businesses can plan well. And he gave him, I remember, he said within 3 months we should find a way in which we can be having a look at the prices of fuel. But it's now getting close to a year. I think things are standing the way they are. Yeah. But I think it's something that the government should pay attention to because it makes it difficult for businesses to plan, well, especially when we are going through this load shedding. We understand most of the radio stations, we in the media, we need to broadcast, and to broadcast without power, it's not possible. So you end up using genset, and genset uses fuel. Now, you need to find money and you need to budget that this is how much you are going to be spending in terms of powering up our transmitters or other equipment at our media house. But if it keeps on changing, it affects also our planning also as we're in media. That's why you find other stations, small stations, are not broadcasting because they can't just manage. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. Running a genset for more than 4 hours, 6 hours, it's so expensive. Okay, so that's the issue of Mr. Mwenya Msenge. They are talking about the adjustments in terms of pump price of fuel. Still talking about issues to do with energy. And now Zambia started importing 218 megawatts of power off-peak from South Africa Electricity Public Utility Electricity Supply Commission, ESCOM. ZESCO spokesperson Matongo Maumbi says the additional importation of power started on the 1st of August this year to cushion the power deficit in the country. Mr. Maumbi says this has enabled ZESCO to reach stabilization levels as the demand of power keeps increasing. He says the country can now supply power to critical installations such as hospitals, mines, and other industries. Mr. Maumbi also noted that the power utility company is isolating some public institutions so that when the power is rationed, they are not affected. Mr. Maumbi said this in an interview with ZNBC News in Lusaka at the ongoing 96th Agricultural and Commercial Society show. The ZESCO spokesperson said the power utility has also procured generators so that when power rationed, public installations will remain powered up. He said so far 22 have been procured and are expected to be in the country within the month. Mr. Maumbi said the generators will be installed in public institutions such as hospital, market areas, where it is difficult to isolate the areas from the national grid when load shedded. So that's a disclosure. Yeah, they have disclosed that they have started importing. In fact, they started on the 1st of August, importing about 218 megawatts of power. And now you need to note that this power is being imported during off-peak. So when we say off-peak is after off-peak, after mostly it's after 24 hours. So when people usually don't use so much power. So it's the power that is being imported after, not during the peak hours, but off-peak hours. And this is to cushion the demand of power in our country. And the other issue that ZESCO has talked about is the importation of 22 generators. Someone also talked about this issue of the generators. Is it sustainable? Are they going to manage to work with these gensets, the generators, because they will need fuel, they will need other things also. And how are they going to select those places? Because we have so many markets. We have so many markets, and I'm looking at the number 22. And in Zambia, how many markets do we have? How many hospitals do we have? Of course, in Mansa, we can say our hospital has been spared because it is isolated. It has got its own supply line. The police has got the supply line. The water works has got the supply line. So if in Mansa we say, how are they going to operate these generators? How is the mode operandi for these generators? And where are they going to be deployed? Are they going to concentrate in Lusaka, or they will be distributed throughout the country? Because I'm still looking at number 22. That's just it's just a fraction of our demand in terms of standby power. Yeah, so we'll see when they arrive and how they are going to deploy these generators. And the other story we had in the news is this issue that happened in Kasempa. Now, police in Northwestern Province yesterday morning raided Kimabokwe area of Kasempa district, where scores of illegal miners have camped in search of gold. Police conducted an operation to stop illegal mining activities in the area after a 2-week gold rush. A check at the site found heavy police presence at the mining pits, with most structures destroyed and illegal gold miners removed. Northwestern Province Deputy Police Commissioner Davis Mwanza confirmed the operation but could not confirm the number of arrests made. And some illegal gold miners spoken to have called on government to allow mining to continue at the site. So apparently what happened is Zambia is endowed with mineral resources. Zambia is lucky because it is endowed with mineral resources. So the villagers there probably discovered some gold in some bushes there, and of course they had to share the information, and people started going there now to hunt for gold. Yeah, it was a gold rush. They even set up tents. Others could hear in the videos that have gone viral. They even had things like fridges were there. Others were selling to those miners. Others went there for gold. Others went to sell food to those who were there. They even set up tents. There were a lot of others were sleeping in cars. it was quiet. Nobody even knew that something like that happened. But somebody decided to leak the video of what was happening there. And I know the police were aware that there were some people that side who were mining gold. So maybe it was because someone leaked that video, exposed what was going on there, and the police moved into action. They couldn't even give them notice. They just went there, started firing tear gases, and people were just scampering. We saw the videos, and it was all, the area was smoked by the police, and the people had to run for their life. Others had to leave out their personal belongings. But the question is, after this, what next? Because that's a question many people are asking. After this, what next? Remember, we had a similar issue here in Luapula province when someone discovered Switzerland. They started mining quietly, and then just one thing happened, and all hell broke loose. And of course, the police were there, sealed the area. And as we are talking, no one is allowed to be there. Good morning. Twashibuka fe bwero mkwai ni bana nyaba mkwai. Mkwai bakaba soti baranda pa mkwai. And that's Bakaba. So they are making a contribution. You too, you can call 0965884955. We only have about 3 minutes before we wind up with our news review, and we'll have another session on Wednesday at 08:30. And talking about that issue in Kasempa of the gold rush, this is what the national broadcaster ZNBC reported.
For 2 weeks, this remote village in Kasempa has been awakened. Scores of illegal miners descended on Kimawokwe area of Kasempa to scavenge for gold. And many from various parts of the country and the province camped here to get their share of the gold. But in the early hours of this morning, police raided the area and put a halt to illegal gold mining.
The operation is ongoing. You only explain to that after the operations. So maybe it's too early for you to find out.
The illegal miners are not happy.
There was no problem. You see? Now, all of a sudden, just today, we see the police, the convicts are coming here without giving us a notice. Just coming to tear gas us. We're not Zambians. We are from Musa. We can't look for survival.
But you know, we are the one waka kweka fwe. Pano we are the one who want to walk here. One ya pravia on a car. Walk to all of na to mwene mo, kuziba mo ba fui, bamba bamka fui, kuziba mo. Nepa kwamba kumekuboka kwa koni. Pano kintu kia mweka, kia rusasana.
Others are in disbelief of their loss and call on government to intervene.
Achukasulu swale kusata mdimo kuiba malola kula kondere sa tumuri handule shi kumbiri. Yesu kuchosha kwa nakulomba pijeni makuna president yetu chileleni wani. A president yetu estakwile, that's why mungisu ya president yetu ndiye chaka inde. Yana kumiwa yetu tisa kumweka.
Police have set up camp at Kimawokwe Gold Mine, and for now, no one is allowed into the pits. Lupindula Mwewa, ZNBC News.
So that was the report done by ZNBC. Sad story. I concur with Mr. Kawaso. I think we never heard of any disturbances when they were mining the gold. Yes, we know it's illegal to mine without a license, but I think government should have found a way of managing the situation, because it won't look good if after you have chased the local people and then you find foreigners are the ones who are going to be given that place. I think we should allow Zambians to own these minerals. We should allow Zambians to benefit from these minerals. Just like we always appeal, please let the people of Mansa benefit from the sodalite. Let the people of Mansa benefit from the manganese. Let the people of Mansa benefit from any mineral that is in Luapula province. I think government should just manage this sector in a way that would make people benefit. That's all I can say. And lastly, the police have issued a statement. Let me just go through the statement issued by the Zambia police. They say August 4, 2024, that's when they released the statement. The Zambia Police Service wishes to address and refute recent claims circulating on social media that 2 individuals were killed in Dengue area of Kasempa, Northwestern Province during an operation conducted by our officers. We categorically state that no such incident occurred. The operation in question was aimed at removing illegal miners from the area and was carried out successfully. At no point did our officers discharge live ammunition at individuals present at the scene. All illegal miners were successfully removed from the site and the operation proceeded as planned without any incidents of violence or serious injury. The allegations of individuals being killed are entirely false and misleading. The Zambia Police Service remains committed to maintaining law and order and ensuring the safety of all citizens. We urge the public and the media to verify information with official sources such as ourselves before disseminating it to avoid causing unnecessary panic and confusion. Okay, so that's where we end our news review. Join me, like I said, on Wednesday as we get another edition of news review. Tomorrow, Complaints Tuesday starts at 9 hours to 10 hours, 60 minutes of giving you 60 minutes, you the listeners out there, so that you can air out your grievances. This is where we get to the DSTV Multi Choice Remote, and at 9 hours, I will be saying bye-bye to you.
The legendary MJ Cole in the studio with one of the hottest up-and-coming grime MCs in form of
Typical amount of loud and long passion.
We are our individual ambitions, and we remain more than
It's more than just radio.
95.5.
In tale of family bonds and ancient curses, Chocolo returns for season 2 on Zambezi Magic. Are the Senkolos cursed, or is Raymond weaving a web of chaos that's tearing the family apart?
Why don't you just go home and keep your wife inside?
As the family fractures under the weight of suspicion, Mukata finds herself torn between tradition and reason. Will she choose tradition, or will she go against the grain? Follow every gripping episode of Choco Season 2 every Monday to Wednesday at 21:30 hours, only on Zambezi Magic, DSTV Channel 162, and GoTV Super Channel 3. You didn't betray me. You betrayed yourself.
Guy has got 6 mannerless wives.
Finish from Wetpoo. How about that from Wetpoo? And now there's a big chance for Tatson Tucker, and he scores. Tatson Tucker saw the ball fall kindly for him.
Hurry up, because we have it all on DSTV. DSTV Tune in, the multi-choice you want for more. It's time for the multi-choice you want. Only on KFM.
Welcome to the Multi Choice Remote. This is the time we talk about what's happening on DSTV. And you know that at DSTV in Mansa, the offices are located at Rapid Stores opposite NatSave. You can go there and subscribe and reactivate your account, or you can also buy your decoders from there so that you can enjoy our programming on DSTV. As we say, so much more on DSTV. And if you want to do it via our short code, you can simply dial *668 hash, and of course it will offer you many options if you want to clear error codes, if you want to make payments, and any other issues that you want to be attended to via that platform. You can do that. Now, what is on DSTV? What are we showing on channel 102 Multi Choice Mnet? We have America's Got Talent coming up at 10 hours, so you can watch that one at 10 hours. And we have Summertide at 11 hours on channel 102. Now, Summertide, Woma is mugged, starting community action. Gavin grapples with his feelings for Rebecca, receiving a cryptic message about her whereabouts. Martin proposes Amina joins the family trust. So that's season 1, episode 28 of Summertide that you can watch at 11 hours on Mnet channel 102. And moving on in other channels, we have Nesses at 11:10. On Telemundo, channel 118 is coming up. Nesses, today it's season 2, episode 78 of 102. Now, today's episode, Carlos organizes everything to go to the stadium with Andrea and her dad, but plans are put on hold when Valeriano suffers a heart attack. So that is Nesses today, Monday at 11:10 on Telemundo, channel 118. Also, you can look out for the local production on Zambezi Magic channel 162. We have Date My Family Zambia at 10:30. We have Umutenge at 11:30. Umutenge is on at 11:30. And today it's season 4, episode 27 of 39. Now, Emerald notices money missing from his safe. Out of desperation, Kantu and Inonge start to point the trail for Lenganji's rumor towards Nancy. So Umutenge is on channel 162, Zambezi Magic. And don't forget, at 20:30, we have the Mpari, and before that, at 20 hours, we have Zuva. So that's Zambezi Magic Channel 162, and we have the reloaded Zambezi Reloaded Channel 165, where you can catch up with what you missed. Maybe it was because of Zesco load shedding. So we have Mpari at 15 hours on Channel 165, Zambezi Reloaded, and Lindy has an interest in the mysterious lady Angelina dignifies her daughter's action. Jairus and Boaz drop battle lines. Moses tells his side of the story. So you can catch up to that 15 hours on Channel 165. That is Zambezi Reloaded. That's all we have for you on the DSTV Mount Choice Remote. You can join Vinny tomorrow morning at the same time, 8:50, for another edition of Mount Choice Remote.
Lies have been told, secrets have been kept, but on Tentamanga Street, the truth can no longer be buried. Previously unresolved issues come crashing into the present, reopening old wounds. To protect his family's legacy, Kundi is forced into a desperate hustle.
Just bear. We must make this work.
He brings in an imposter to pretend to be his long-lost mother. But can they maintain the show?